As I'm making this video, Daedalus Labyrinth was released over 2 years ago. And since then, we haven't had much prisons. But, you wanna know what happened 2 years ago? I released my first humane prison. This one is a little bit bigger. This prison is over 1,000 blocks in diameter, using memory bands as outer walls, preventing anyone from flying over, purling over, or even just walking over. But that's not what you want to see. What you want to see is the cell. The cell is a massive mountainous terrain covered in roots, netherrack, and some type of fucking tree that Blondburns made. This entire cell was built by Blondburns, and honestly, it's actually amazing. I give him all the credit for the cell. Do not credit me for the cell. It's all Blondburns and it looks amazing. Please go subscribe to him or something. Anyways, you're wondering, well, why is there a roof on the cell? Daedalus Labyrinth just used the squilly glitch. Well, that's because this prison is set in 1.20.1. Not 1.20.1. 1.21. It's the newest version which patched squilly, sadly. But you see, we're using a new design that uses amethyst buds to drop you from the ceiling. But you may be like, why can't I just pillar up and break my bed? Well, there's layers of skull catalysts and piglin bands that will ban you if you do anything to go up. Pretty much preventing all forms of digging up, purling up, and squilly has been patched, so you can't use that. And from below, we have a massive skulk detector system that bans the specific area you dug down in and nowhere else. Now listen, I've just been hyping this prison up. I think you really want to see the true in-depth features, security measures, and even just the process of this massive prison. So, today I present to you Apotheosis. To begin the entrance process, the nether portal inside the nethers opened up through a prisoner guard, which is a guard that accompanies the prisoner along the way. In the nether, there are two guards, the control guard and the prisoner guard. The prisoner guard accompanies the prisoner, control guard accompanies the controls. Once the prisoner joins, the portal behind them will be broken, and then the area ban will be set off. This area ban is used as a 2-player check. But the problem is on 1.21, the game is updated so that mob bans, if you're on 2-chunk render distance, they only have a 32 block radius instead of 48 like it used to be. So because of this, the prisoner, I guess, and the guards both have to be on 2-chunk render distance, or else they will be banned. Once the ban check has been lifted, you can now join the game. Once you join the game, you may run over to the bed or respawn anchor, click it, and then the guard will kill you. The guard will then pearl back into the hallways and kind of just pearl around until they get back to the new prisoner section, and then they can get back to the guard rooms. Then they can go to the overworld with the prisoner, which is at the end of the hallway. Then, once the prisoner is respawned, their respawn spot is blocked off, so if they ever respawn again, they just respawn in lava. And you may be wondering, oh, well, what if fake clicking it? Well, you can't with respawn anchors because they make a noise, and the guards must hear that for the prisoner process to continue. I said that very badly. Once both the prisoner guard and the prisoner go into the overworld, the nether portal will be blocked off, and then in the overworld, the prisoner will then choose which hallway to drop into. Then they'll click a bed, they'll run to the end of the hallway, die through the flames, and then they'll respawn inside a massive room. In this massive room, there's a hole in one of the corners. I don't fucking know, you find it yourself. And in that hole, you can drop down into the main cell. Now for the visitor process, it's pretty much the exact same as the prisoner process. But then at the end, you click a bed, you die in the flames, but then your bed may be broken. And you may be like, well, what about the prisoner beds? Can they be broken? Well, after each prisoner process, a block must be placed where the black polished slab thing is located, and it'll just replace it with like obsidian or something. It's fine. But the visitor bed will not be removed, and instead it'll stay with that way until the prisoner wants to leave, which they can leave. And now security measures. So the first security measure, in which I introduced earlier, is the nether section. This nether section has an area band hooked up to a floor detector and a roof detector, and it's surrounded in fake memory bands. In a realistic scenario, the red squares will be replaced with real memory bands, but it is definitely too laggy for this prison. Same with all the bands in the prison, they're all fake. So if you're escaping, just pretend they're real. In the realistic sense, they would be real. Now in the overworld, we have a floor detector and a roof detector. This stops the lazy acceleration exploit. And we have another security measure, which is cell detectors. You can't go up or down within the cell, because up there's skulk sensors detecting your every move, banning you. Same with the floor. You can't dig down because of the skulk sensors detecting you and banning that location which you dug down in. The prison is also surrounded in the massive memory band walls. Now, what's a memory band, you may ask? Well, it's a device made by a guy called FishyBoy820, and he made it so this band, if you enter the chunk loaded radius, which is 12 chunks from the center, so the center does not count in the 12 chunks, if that makes sense. If you enter that radius, it's a square radius, so it's not really a radius, but if you enter that zone, the band gets activated and the server crashes and restarts to before you entered that zone. Other security measures that the prison has inside of it is the auto panics that the guards can use. There's 5 of them, so they can each take turns whenever they can. All they really have to do is just stay AFK there. And after that, we have the tile tick delay detector. This detects if there's tile tick delay in the area. Patching tile tick delay. If it gets activated, a massive budded rail detection system kind of thing. If it detects tile tick delay, the budded rails will be activated and every band in the prison will be banned forever. Now you may be like, how the hell is that humane? Well, if you can do that, that is the only way the prison will be permanently banned. Every other band in the prison only bans a certain section of the prison. Before I end this video, I'd like to say thanks to a few people in particular. These people include Blonde Burns, Gabriel, Tundra, and Leon. These 4 are the reasons prison exists today, and without them, this prison would not exist at all. Especially Blonde Burns, that cell is fucking amazing. The music in this video was produced by Hans Zimmer through the Dune 2 soundtrack. And this prison was inspired by Daedalus Labyrinth by Canadian, Coriolis, and many more playtesters. With all that being said, I believe this is one of the most humane, one of the best, and the apotheosis of my career.